How to sound more natural in English. The best way to sound more natural in English is to first learn how to think in English. If you think in your own language, not only will you have pauses when you are speaking in English, since you are trying to translate from one language to the next, but you will also have more grammatical errors, since English and Spanish have different grammatical rules and word placement. So, now the big question is, how do I learn to think in English? Well, let's think about how we learned to think in our own language. A baby is first exposed to the language through listening, and then by thinking thoughts in the language, and last through verbal expression. The more you are exposed to and immerse yourself around native speakers, the more you will be able to take in the language. Try to really listen to the words that the speaker is saying and to how they place the words in sentences. There is a secret, a process. These are steps to follow to help you think in English. First, start out by saying to yourself, not out loud, all of the words that are around you. For example, if you see a black cat walking down the street, you might say cat and street. Just say the words that you know, and you can try to remember the words that you don't know and look them up later when you have time. This will help to increase your vocabulary so that you can start to communicate thoughts to yourself in English. After you have learned sufficient vocabulary, you can start to think in basic sentences. Do not try to think of the sentences in Spanish at all, but try to think of them as someone who speaks English would. Throw out all of your Spanish vocabulary and grammar rules. You can now start to increase the complexity of your sentences as you feel more comfortable. Try to do this as you go about your daily activities. For example, you might say, right now I am brushing my teeth. Or, I need to cook dinner for my family tonight. Or, I need to call a taxi and go to the mall with my friend. Once you have mastered thinking in sentences, you can start to think by telling stories to yourself in English. For example, you might say, last night I went out with Tracy. I left my wallet at the restaurant. I didn't realize it until I got home, and then I had to go all the way back to get it. When I got there, I asked the manager if they had found a wallet. He asked me what it looked like, and I described it to him. Luckily, he told me that another customer had turned it in. Unfortunately, when I got it back, all of my credit cards were there, but my cash was missing. It was a bad ending to a really good night. You can also repeat past occurrences or tell yourself of future events and what will happen. This is a great way to practice past and future verb tenses. After you are comfortable with saying these things in your head, you will be more prepared to speak out loud in English, since you have trained your mind to think in English and not in Spanish. This is the best way to speak and sound more natural in English. Thanks for listening to our lesson, and don't forget to subscribe to Blabinit to see all of our amazing videos.